Okay, we're starting with the nation. 5 petrol-laden vessels from Belgium turned back. Ekiti governorship only drops APGA plan for SDP. Collapsed 21-story building in Ikoyi. Lagos to prosecute 4 square homes. Nod for North Central to produce APC chair. Police NDLEA rift over Kyari deepens. ASUU strike unnecessary, says federal government. Owa Obokun backs Oyetola for APC ticket. Okay, who has the major headline?
Okay, I have it across all papers, so let's quickly take it here. So, our House of Reps got on top of their work yesterday and summoned the Oga Patapata of NNPC, Kyari, to come and explain why there's a scarcity, and he first of all apologized for the situation, then said that the particular terminal from where the extremely high methanol fuel came from has also, and they had 5 vessels from that terminal. They've returned them, and they've also filed liquidation costs against the producers of that particular methanol high petrol. But that methanol is not exactly a contaminant of PMS. It's saying that in some countries like China, they have high methanol PMS that they use. But maybe for our own consumption here, our cars are not modeled to, or our own machines are not modeled to deal with highly methanol PMS. So that's what the situation is. It says that, but they have about 2.1 billion petrol coming into the country, and this is supposed to help in the meantime carry us till March. So this situation that we are going through now will end by next week. Those were his words. So Monday next week, if I don't see Fredo, I'll be calling him out. Yeah. But it says all of them, Dapman, Ipman, and all of the operators with him are already on sites now trying to load to help us reduce. So they'll be supplying, and they're working on that.
Issues with NATO.
There's a lot of Yes, so the Education Minister, Adamu, yesterday said that he's expressing shock that ASUU is going on strike because right now they are still negotiating. So he said that they set up a committee to resolve the disagreements between the both sides, and they were supposed to submit a report. And after the report, then they will now, go with the necessary steps. But he was shocked to see that even in the midst of the negotiations, ASUU had, decided to go on strike. Then he went ahead to say that they have actually paid some of these monies that they wanted. I think they paid about 100 billion to ASUU. And he listed, he said that 100 billion was to address some of the union's demands, and he broke it down. He said they had released 40 billion as earned allowances, which was paid in February, March 2021, 30 billion paid in October 2021 for revitalization, 22.72 billion mainstreamed into the 2021 budget, was paid in November 2021. So in all, they have given ASUU 92.72 billion as at December 2020. And they are worried that even in the midst of the negotiations, ASUU is just backing off. ASUU, on the other hand, is accusing the minister that he's not present for the meetings. And he's saying that I'm the one that usually calls this meeting. The only time I wasn't present was when I went to Germany to receive medical attention. But the negotiations are still on. And he's saying that right now, the way things are going is no longer the fault of the federal government, since they cannot even come to an agreement.
Okay.
Yeah, so
story building?
Yes, the story building. So there's an update on the 21-story building collapse that happened, and the panel, Toyin Ayinde-led panel, had finally met with the governor and presented their white paper. It was a 28. They gave 28 recommendations. 26 was accepted by the governor, and 2 rejected. And amongst the recommendation is that the other buildings, the uncompleted ones, will be demolished and the land handed over and forfeited to government, and that because of the people who died, about 50 persons died in that collapse, the four square, that's the name of the 4 score homes, will be prosecuted for their deaths and for negligence. And also culpable government officials, 3 town planners and civil servants will be prosecuted for lying under oath and for using a private consulting company to create a fake approval that the building was good to go.
Wow.
And so it looks like, you know, some form of, they're also talking about compensation and things like that. So it looks like government is, you know, right on this and it's good update.
Okay. Moving on now to the Punch. Stations run out of petrol, scarcity paralyzes states. Protesting Lagos drivers set ablaze by government agents say family and colleagues. Bandits raid Kaduna community, abduct 22 residents. Shooting Aregbesola loyalists, attack Osun CP. Command denies buyer's accusation. Northern youths kick as government invade Abia cattle market and kills 8. Picture here of students of the University of Benin during a protest to support the academic staff union reverses strike. ASUU fumes as federal government declares strike illegal. Kyari may spend more days in detention as NDLEA approaches court. Okay.
Yes, I'll take this story. So Nima had taken a story that was reported yesterday as a driver trying to sort of dodge enforcement officers, set himself ablaze. Oh. But we are hearing another side to the story. So this is a colleague of his and also a family member. They said what actually happened was there are these Agberos that work with these enforcement officers, and they were insisting that the driver to get out of the car, and he refused. So they brought petrol, and they threatened to pour it on him, but he didn't leave his car. And then one of them also brought a lighter, kept turning it off and on, threatening to set him ablaze if he didn't get out of the car. He did not, and of course, where there's petrol and there's flame, he caught fire. There was already one of them sitting beside him. That one was able to flee. That's one of the area boys was able to flee the scene. He was badly burned. He's in hospital now, recuperating. His family member said he got a call from his conductor saying this is what had happened. He ran to the scene. He says he was now arrested by police officers because they said to him that they heard he was trying to burn down the office as per NSAS. But eventually, when they needed someone to go to the hospital, they let him get off. So that there's nothing that this man is a normal, sane man. Why would he just set himself up?
Because the story sounded...
Yes, exactly. But the chairman, State Environmental and Special Forces Enforcement Unit, CSP Shola Jejeloe, says that these people that were involved in this incident are not members of their agency, that they are imposters, that's what they do, and that they are investigating it to make sure, you know, everything is settled.
Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. What's the story in Punch? It's,
I have the Aregbe story. So,
okay.
He's the head of his support group of the Aregbe faction in Osun State, Razak Salinsile, has written a petition against the Commissioner of Police of Osun State. He wrote the petition to the Deputy Commissioner of Police alleging compromise of the CP, saying that without investigation, the CP just came out to say that the Aregbe group started shooting in the reported shootings in Osun State following their own congress. And what would I call he had a public meeting with his supporters, and after that there was shooting, and the Commissioner of Police then alleged that they were responsible for it, and the NNPC said no, they were shot at first. The back and forth led to his chairman of his own faction writing a petition against the CP, alleging that, and also saying to the CP that because you're compromised now, your office is not supposed to be partisan, and obviously it is. You're not an employee of government, you're from the federal. You should be redeployed, asking him to voluntarily redeploy. Those are the details.
Okay, moving on to the Nigerian Tribune. Politics. Adulterated fuel, NNPC files claims for damages against suppliers. 1 minor, 3 commuters killed, 2 others injured in Plateau. Amotekun arrest struck with 63 northerners motorcyclists in Ondo. Soludo makes OND minimum qualification for political appointees. Drug trafficking, Kyari Bawa confessed working directly with cartel in Brazil, in Ethiopia, says NDLEA. 8 killed as gunmen attack cattle market in Abia. and FG wants peaceful resolution with ASUU. Strike unfortunate, says minister. So this is my new exciting governor, which I'm pretty excited, which many of us are excited about, Governor Soludo. He's doing some Soludo things.
Okay.
So he said he said that going forward, that the ordinary national diploma, that's the OND, that will become the minimum qualification for appointments of commissioners and other political appointees within his government. He said this in the form which was supposed to be, he called it the intention form, I believe, that he wants to work with the government so that they created a platform, a website, where those who are willing to work for office go there to apply with your qualifications. So if you want to be commissioner for information, commissioner for health, or any position at all, you go there, you say, you know what, I had this experience, I'm a media experience, I would like to be the commissioner for media or whatever it is, and you apply with your qualifications, and the review. He says that, let me tell you what this exciting governor is doing. He said, oh, there's someone I wanted to quote him somewhere. They hope to attract problem solvers with passion, competence, capacity, and integrity who are interested in joining a team of other selfless public servants to transform Anambra into a livable and prosperous smart mega city. Hey, in fact, I think I am going to transport. Not yet. Governor Samonu is still performing. Yeah, Lagos is still doing. But I'm just saying, we're so happy to see when the new government just breath of fresh air.
They do it
so all of you that are from Anambra and you live in Lagos and you're qualified in one day, please apply, go online, check out the portal, see what you can do to serve. You don't have to be the commissioner, you can be the head DG of a unit, of a parastatal. There's so many things you can do. Apply, because he wants fresh faces and new energy. Yeah, we love it, we love it. Yeah.
The Honorable Minority Leader of the House of Reps, Honorable Ndude Lumelu, is probing 165 billion naira appropriated to the Nigerian Correctional Service for the past 2 years. He's saying that since the amendment of the Nigerian Correctional Service Act in 2019, they upgraded. The plan of that act is to upgrade Nigeria to the same level of international correctional services. Until date, that the workers, the staff of the Nigerian Correctional Service seems to be the poorest. That their what's it called? Their basic needs as staff is not good. It's not been upgraded. Their uniforms are still old. They've not been prioritized. Their welfare, is not been prioritized to international best practice. And he's also asking that a 1 billion budgetary provision for prisons, biometrics, arms, and ammunition has still not been, visible. They are not seeing the result because they still carry their obsolete and substandard weapons around. You still have prison breaks happening. And so they started this probe, and I wonder how it will end.
So men of the Ondo State Security Network intercepted a truck in Iju, Akure North Local Government area with about 63 men from the northern part of the country hiding inside. So what they said that when they saw this truck coming, and what they saw was animals and motorcycles. But when they now started conducting a check, they realized that there were about 63 men hidden in the trucks. And they were wondering, why are you people hiding? So they, according to the story, said they were headed to Lagos, and they had I wanted to get the number of bikes, 10 registered Okadas with Yoruba names, and 15 unregistered Okadas, then 240 Rams in the truck. Investigations are ongoing to understand why they have registered these Okadas in Yoruba names when they are not Yoruba people, and why they decided to hide in the truck. What's the sinister motive behind that influx into Lagos State? Okay. So I also like Lagos State to investigate how these people get into Lagos State.
Like owned by Yoruba men, just having
all the way from the north.
Lagos is refusing to enforce its ban on Okada. Simple. Yeah. So here is the haven
Anybody
to make your
come
money.
In.
Once you reach there, it's economic movement.
Lagos wants to enforce now, but we are the ones that will say they don't
put a ban, and they're enforcing their ban on Okadas.
On this table, this same table, we have criticized the Lagos State government for trying to enforce this Okada ban.
No, we said they should find an alternative for them.
How do you find alternative for people that are flooding into Lagos every single second?
But that was not the clear picture we had that they were flooding in. They said the ones working here already
every single day. Every single day. Thousands come into the state every day.
Go ahead.
In Plateau
Sorry, Jerry. Help us take this subject.
Irate youths have gone out and they said they killed commuters traveling from Jos to Jingir. This seemed like a reprisal attack on the killings that happened at the mining site on Tuesday in the morning around 9:45 a.m. Some hoodlums, bandits, had gone into the mining site and killed 2 miners. They got away with it. So this youth, in anger, went out, and what they did, was sad. 3 persons died on the spot, 2 sustained injuries. Thankfully, 6 other passengers were rescued. Operation Safe Haven also gave a statement to confirm this incident, and the governor has come out to categorically, discredit this sort of behavior, and that they would investigate fully what is happening.
Okay, quickly to Vanguard, this one is still not taken. Hunters arrest 6 Boko Haram informants, food suppliers in Borno. Bandits attack Abia cattle market, cows traders fear dead. How we nab 63 northerners. IPOB, no immigration record of Kanu's departure, says Kenya government. 1-month warning strike, ASUU dodging negotiations, says federal government. Then his story was not taken?
Yeah, it took Abia.
Yes, go ahead. The major headline. Kyari, yes, drug cartel working with DCP Kyari, not our officers.
The Nigerian police have decided to respond to them, saying that certain officers of the NDLEA were friends or cooperated with Abba Kyari in this crime that he carried out, and they're asking the NDLEA to prosecute his staff. NDLEA, on the other hand, is saying none of our staff was found, but if any of them was found, complicit in this, we will do everything possible to probe him. Also, they're saying that with what Kyari has said during his interrogation, saying that he sort of replaced the drugs with some dummies, that they are going to start a forensic investigation into that to see the quality of the drugs recovered. And they've also gone to court to extend the time for his detention while investigation is ongoing. And they're saying that his confession is also assisting them in what they're doing. So they'll be holding him for a longer time. He'll spend more days there while they investigate that. But if any NDLEA staff is complicit in this, that staff will also have to go down. Sorry, Miriam, quickly. 4 other police officers were, accused along with NDLEA, with Kyari. Yeah. But we're only hearing Kyari's name.
He's the biggest.
Please, no, it doesn't matter. Whoever, whatever. And even if it's the IG, please just release information.
No, to be fair, the other names have been mentioned in the papers. But you know what bothers me about the police stance concerning this story is that from the very beginning, they kept saying, NDLEA staff too are involved. It's not a tit for tat. An investigation is going on. This is for everybody. And if there are NDLEA staff involved, they will be prosecuted as well. But don't make it look like, you're doing us. You have your people. It does not make sense.
Sure.
That's all. Okay, that's all we can take on front page review. When we come back, it's Thursday. We have very, very interesting, disturbing stories. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.